What is up, everyone? Last video you guys saw, we ripped apart the R34. We got a lot done in one day. We stripped this thing down, and unfortunately we found an immense amount of rust in this chassis. And after digging around, I've learned that this is extremely common. We knew that the rust was a big common issue, but I thought this was like the worst out there. But no, this is, I guess, extremely common, and we haven't even released the video yet. We'll probably get a bunch of comments saying so anyways. But I've sourced all the panels we need to actually, well, I'll say restore the front end of this car, which is cool. Only bad part is they're extremely expensive, but I'm not turning back. We're gonna do it right. We're gonna get this thing done, and we're making moves. So today, my goal is to try and extract all of the rusty panels off the front end today. The only thing we're gonna leave is we're gonna leave the core support in for now, just to basically just tie the rails together so stuff doesn't move around. Am I a good plan? Yeah? Come on, give me some energy. You know what I mean about it.
I love cutting shit apart.
I know you love cutting shit apart, all right?
This is the same thing that happened with the pewter car, right? You were pretty disappointed when you first got it, but then you learned that was like
pretty common. Good. Yeah. You know what it was? Because the pewter car was the most, which is crazy, it was the most expensive car I bought at the time. It was kind of like this. It was a dream car. I know I have a lot of dream cars. I think we all do, but I'm way too passionate about cars. Like, it's kind of bad. Big reach, my dream car. Like, I looked for months on the auctions for this car, and like, I just chose a bad one. And you know, you have this build up for so long, and when it shows up like this, it hurts, right? And that's how the pewter car was, and the pewter car was nothing compared to this. We've progressed, we got better resources. Well, we're gonna make it happen. So, a couple more things to remove to get this thing fully taken apart, so we're gonna do that now, and then I think we're gonna do the upper rail right here, and then we're gonna try and remove.
I gotta try, we're gonna remove.
Yeah, we're gonna remove the towers today. So the tower is just kind of, because we need a whole new tower. If this was not something I want to make nice, we honestly probably could repair most of the tower and then just get the top plate, which would save a lot of money. And time. I think this car is worth just replacing the entire tower itself. What do you think?
Okay. Absolutely.
Absolutely?
Yeah.
Good, because that's a lot of money to spend, and I needed that.
Is this one of the forever cars?
I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I think so. I don't know.
I know you're a little turned off about it now because of this, but once it's fixed and once it's better than factory, it'll be a forever car.
It'll be a forever car. Yeah, we're gonna get this thing sealed up better than factory, so it's even better. So for now, let's quit talking and let's get to work. Unmask some more rust right here. It's crazy. Like, what caused it? Like, obviously usually on cars you get a little scratch on it from just like things wearing and water gets there and rust, but like, this is such an odd place. There is no rhyme to reasons with these dirty little cars. Before we start cutting stuff up, we really want to put the car in a situation where it's nice and level. It's easy to take measurements from and do all that. So we're going to take it off the lift, and we're actually going to shove it on the ground on some jack sand so we can make sure the car is flat and we have a good baseline before cutting into it. So we're running out of room here. Yeah, we're working on it. So we're gonna move the dyno ramps, just put it in front of the dyno. Sound good? Cool. Obviously, it's on a frame table and the floor might not be perfectly level. This and that are kind of other things, but we want it in the rough ballpark. There is quite a give on this front end anyway, so.
90s Japanese car?
Yeah, this thing came crooked from the factory, so. Luckily, when we go to realign the body panels, there's a lot of points on the panels that like have alignment points, so we'll talk about that later on. But for now, Everything's situated. It's time to start cutting into this car. Honestly, I'm gonna feel a lot better with it apart because all of the cancer is gonna be gone. Yeah. It's funny to think that I will feel better with this car dismantled than seeing it together with this. So, all right, let's get some tools. The big debate right now is, do we replace the entire tower, which is this and this, whatever, or you could actually just buy this top right here. Because we take this off, and it's not that bad underneath. We could repair it underneath and then slap one of these tops on it.
So do you want to start with just kind of top off? I know this size has a hole, but it's nothing we can't repair.
Yeah, because we won't see the repair.
I would even just, like this piece, I know this is one piece all the way here, but I would probably just trim it right at the end of the quarter for now.
For now?
Take this, yeah, just trim this here. Take this off, take this off.
Everything kind of comes off in layers, right? You can tell how everything's like overlayered from itself. And luckily all the layers that we have to take off, they have to be replaced anyway, so it'll be nice and efficient, right? So I think we're gonna start with this upper rail right here because that sits on top of everything. Brian told us instead of actually taking the whole upper rail piece off, to cut a small slit here, because it might just be easier to graft into that piece later on. Spoon mark it, so right here is probably where we're gonna tie the rail in, the upper rail, instead of replacing the whole thing. So we're gonna cut it here so we have some extra material, and then we have this hole to actually align the new panel with.
Then you can take the cutoff wheel and plunge through both panels
at the same time. First step is usually removing all the seam sealer on the outside, and we only have this little bit right here, so we're gonna take this off real quick. So we got a unibody car here, which means it's basically a car made of little sheet metal stamped together in crazy shapes and crazy layers, right? That's it. The whole car is just this thin metal just tacked together. So what we have to do to remove all the panels is to remove the tacks, right? So if you look, let's see, you see these little dots right here? Can you see them on the camera? They're a little tricky.
Yeah, you can kind of see them.
You can kind of see them right there. You can see them right here pretty good too. You see this one right here on the bare metal? That little circle? Yeah. So what that is, it's the machine that literally pinches the metal and then just fuses together. So these are the little fuses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You know, it's just some dude in Japan going king, king, king. To remove the panels, we have to remove all the areas where the metal is fused with this other layer. So there's a couple different ways to do that. We're gonna show you probably the most common ones real quick.
There are a few very common ways to separate these. The most basic and probably, you know, the one that everybody knows is the spot weld drill bit.
I feel like that's the most like hobbyist, but that's probably my least favorite.
Yeah, you can easily blow a hole through both panels if you're not careful.
We'll show you how it's done.
Find your spot weld. Some people use a center punch because these do tend to walk on you. What I like to do is take an 1/8 inch drill bit and just put a small pilot. That's it. Nothing crazy, just to keep this from walking on you.
First cut, baby.
Nice light pressure and just...
Oh, that one works great. All the ones I see always work like shit.
I said it's very easy to go through both metals.
You're just trying to drill through your one layer, not both.
Yeah, that one's separated.
Now, we can separate the two pieces of metal. And obviously, if you're trying to save the other piece of metal, be very, very careful on this process right here. Look at that. Panels separated.
Don't worry about leaving the little nub in the center. You'll clean that up once this is off.
All right, technique number 1. Let's show them number 2.
This takes a little more skill and practice, but one of the best tools to own.
This is Brian's favorite way of doing it.
If you're a body guy or a fabricator, this, and a right angle grinder, anything.
So we'll show you number 3 in a second, but check out number 2. Instead of drilling the area around the spot weld, we're actually gonna grind the surface of the spot weld.
Yeah, like I said, it takes a little bit of experience, but it's probably the best method.
I wonder what your spot weld counter is at this point in life.
Third way, probably the most brutal way. This one definitely takes skills because you can cut through both panels. It's technically the same as the belt sander.
Where you're just gonna try to grind the surface away,
Yeah.
but using the corner of that. feel like I can get lost in the sauce with that one real easily. That one's a bad one for me. There's probably other techniques out there, but I feel like those are the 3 most common.
Yeah.
What's your favorite?
Between the belt sander and this, depending on
The location.
Yeah.
And the crudeness. Well, for this upper panel right here, we got about 20 more, so let's get after it. You always think you're done and there's always one more. It's like when you try to like go to pull a transmission off an engine, there's always one more bowl. Playing the conservative route here. Since we don't have the new body panels, we don't know exactly. We don't want to drill through too much. Did you call it right here? Oh, there's one more. Of course there's one more. There's always one more. Oh, close that. Holy shit. That is really bad. That's just straight raw. Moisture must have been in there for long. Look how bad this gets. Holy shit. Jesus, dude. Looks like bark. Dude, this looks like it's been rusting for 25. Like it came off the assembly line rusty. Holy shit. That sucks. So this little support right here, this actually comes with the body panel. With the new one? The big piece, the new one, so we can take this off right here. I'm getting better at this belt sander thing. It's actually not bad. At first I was like too conservative. When you get really close, you'll see like a little ring around where the spot weld is, and then you know to stop grinding. I was really hoping right here would be fine, because if you look at this lower body panel, stays. If you look where it actually goes over the tower, it's just gone. That we could make. It's easy, because you don't see it. It's easy patch. But it is a shame. Crazy. It's good that it's localized out of this area, because like if the car was overall really rusty, you would see rust, you know, down in here and everything like that. So we really only see it on the seams, which is to be expected. If this was an S chassis, to be honest, I wouldn't be freaking out too much, because I would just literally just cut this and put a piece of angle iron in here and I mean, you wouldn't even see it.
It's just a big ass chassis.
It's just an expensive one.
Piece of angle iron.
Piece of angle iron. It'd be man. Look. Can you get it? Is that? Oh yeah, that's where all the water comes from. Oh, you see this rib? Oh my God, there's no seam sewn up, so moisture could just go right up here. No way. Give me a second. This is moisture. Knock knock. I'm here. Come on, Mr. Nissan. You've been so good to me. What happened? Not very cash money of you. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Yeah, get that thing out of here.
It's not that bad underneath it.
No, it's typical 90s car. That's probably what a 2019 Sonata looks like on it, like between all its panels. There's a new Ford truck come out the lot like this. Not What rust, huh? Look at it, never happened.
Slap that panel back on, it's good.
Yeah.
That's it, that's it.
Knocked down all the slow spot welds, cleaned the metal up. Trying to assess how bad it is.
Yeah. You want to pull the whole tower out, don't you?
I do.
Yeah. Buy once, cry once, right? Just do it right the first time. So time to remove the tower. I've seen a lot of pictures of them removed, and it seems like they actually come out pretty modularly, if that's a word. So, how many more spot welds do we have? Describing the metal of where the tower is, so when we remove it, we have kind of a template for the old one. Gotta go a little deep because we gotta grind away a lot of rust. right, I would say it's another surprise, but it's not super surprising. We saw some surface rust there. We knew there's gonna be some issues. So that spot is another spot. We're not gonna be replacing the tub, but what we could do is we could easily make a new piece of metal that welds to the tub here that the tower will actually spot to. That one's not too bad. Not too worried.
That's just a new flange.
Sides grinded through pretty easily on both sides. Now, there's a couple hidden ones in here. See these? We just drilled. So we're gonna drill through these right here. If this piece was still good, I would have been really tempted to try and get them from the other side. But since this piece needs to be, we need to kind of make this new piece anyways, I don't mind drilling straight through it. And then the bottom, the same thing. We're gonna drill straight through them because trying to get them from the back would be a real pain in the ass. So we'll just have to plug weld right there on the new panel, which is fine, so. Spoon hitting with the guide holes. We're gonna drill those out right now, and the tower should just pop out of this thing. There's always a missing one, but that should be the last one. All right, there's even more hidden ones. The brackets on the inside, there's a couple down here and a couple down here. Almost there, Spoon. Should be the last one. I said that 4 times already, but. There's still one there. There's still one, boys. This should be the title of the video. There's still one. So it's gotta, like, I think pry back and then up. Then we get a bigger hammer. What's the game plan here?
Need the pry bar, maybe? Damn, Jimmy, what'd you do?
That wasn't me. That wasn't me.
You said that so guiltily.
Someone bent your tool? No. Is it caught on something over here? Oh, yeah. Trust the process.
Towards me, not.
Just don't want to get tetanus.
Oh my gosh.
Holy shit. Oh man.
We just cut a 34 in half.
Yeah, this is a very common photo on the internet. A 34 without a strut tower. This is actually a lot better than I thought. There's a hole here, but there's. We just patched that right there. Something light. And then this. I'm happy this isn't rotted out. I was worried about this. This on the other side's a little rough.
Let me clean this up.
All right, so take a look at it now, right? A little bit, there's some rust there. We're gonna do some YouTube magic and get rid of that. Ready? It's pretty clean. All right, it's not too bad. So we learned a lot getting this thing out. We got like all the rot out, which is good. There's a little bit of rot in this corner. We're gonna have to separate this and like remake this corner, but that's fine. You don't even see it, so it doesn't have to be OEM perfect looking. This piece too, you don't see, so we're gonna have to make this. So we'll probably end up cutting a square out of this and just making a new ledge that just sits on top of the tower. That's not too bad. I'm happy it's not rotted down here. Like this is good. I'm happy about this. There's a little rust on this part on the other side, but I'm hoping that's mainly rust on the tower and not the frame rail. I think the rest is we'll get that side empty and then start the process of rebuilding. And then the core support does have to come off eventually.
That's the easiest part.
That's the lower is a mess, but yeah, this would be the easy.
That'll be the easiest.
This is the easiest part?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Radius supports are cake.
Cake? It's not too bad though. Not too bad. This actually came out pretty well.
Yeah.
That's pretty nuts. There's just like a strut tower. You know, I mean, like brand new cars. They do this to brand new cars every single day. That's what literally Brian does for a day job. 2022 Honda Civics. He's cutting strut towers out and putting them back in. So
nothing out of the ordinary.
Yeah, this I'm just breaking the ice. My first time. After this.
Even after this side would be.
Yeah, exactly. We just threw the camera up for that, but this should be the this should be able to come off now, and I'm just curious to see how rusty it is underneath this one compared to the last one. Did I forget one?
Yeah, of course.
I just forgot one right there. All right, a lot of cooks in the kitchen on this one. All right. All right, give me 1 second. There we go. Hell yeah. So this side looked rustier from the outside than the other side, but it's looking like it actually looks less rusty on the inside, which is fun.
Yeah, so the inner brace is still connected.
Yeah, the inner brace is actually How much is it held on by? Not much. Okay. Inner brace right here. Yeah, there we go. Oh, this inner skeleton actually is like good. The other one was like not even attached at all. So. It's funny because it actually is slightly better on this side. I thought this side
looked worse.
Yeah. This looked like the bad side from the outside. Looks like you never can judge a book by its cover, huh? Alright. Alright. Let's, what is it? Cut it out.
Thousands of tears later.
We banged that one out, considering, I mean, we it was exhausting.
That was less than an hour.
That was less than an hour for this whole corner. We were pretty good. That's pretty good. And I was playing conservative, but I'm a pro now. Body man gym full effect. You ready? Do the honors. Oh, it's nothing. Garbage. Garbage. We need strut towers, not I. Well, remember how I said this was better on this side? Throw that out the window, it's all right. We're gonna make a new piece on both sides. That's no issues. This is good. This is good. This is good. A little rusty, but it's good. No rot. How's down here? I was worried about here. This is good. I was worried. I thought this would be rotted.
It was on the strut tower.
It was, the strut tower itself was rotted. They must have melted down battleships or something to make this. That was a shit mixture of steel there, buddy. The car's de-towered. Time to do what we did on the other side, clean the rust up, and, well, start grafting stuff back onto it. Well, that was a task, but they came out, I would say, pretty easily. It could have been a lot worse. I feel like there's way worse towers out there, but now, clean our pieces up here, build the new edges of metal that we need, and wait for the new pieces to show up. Spot weld it all back together, and boom, we have a brand new car. That's the game plan, that's the theory. Right?
Throw a ton of seam sealer on it.
Oh, and then throw buckets of seam sealer on this car. I'm seam sealing I'm making sure this thing can last a lifetime, at least up front, so we won't let the curse come back. But for now, I'm actually, it's crazy because it looks ridiculous and dismantled, but I'm actually feeling way better now that most of the rust is extracted, and well, it's all uphill from here. And then we're at the front a little bit later on. We'll do the towers first, and then we'll do the front. I guess for now, you guys know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe, stay tuned for more content, and Baby Hank.
Have a good night.